So first, a determinant is a functional value that is derived from a matrix, and non-square matrices do not have determinants. So if a question were to say, find the determinant of a matrix, like a 2x3 matrix or a 3x4 matrix, then you can answer nota because those matrices don't have a determinant. So first, we can see how to find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. In this case, A, B, C, D. So you know you're finding the determinant when it has a straight line and not a bracket. So to find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix, you have to use the equation A times D minus B times C, which equals the determinant. An easy way to remember this is A times D minus B times C, like a crisscross. So you can apply that to some of these questions. So it says evaluate this 2x2 matrix 2, 5, 8, 4, and you know it's the determinant because it has a straight line. So you can do 2 times 4 minus 5 times 8 equals the determinant. In this case, 8 minus 40 equals negative 32. So you know this would be nota. This is a slightly more complicated question, but if you can just use the same equation. A times D minus B times C equals 20. In this case, you can just solve for x, you add 10 to both sides, so then x equals 30. So the answer would be D. And once again, you see it's a determinant because it has a straight line. So finding the determinant of a 3x3 matrix is pretty similar to finding the determinant of a 2x2 matrix, but there are a lot more steps. So in this case, we have 3x3 matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. And the first step to finding the determinant of this matrix would be to add the first two columns to the end of the matrix. So we would add A, D, H, and B, E, I. Then we'd use a similar crisscross method. We do A times E times J, B times F times H, and C times D times I. And then from that we can subtract C times E times H, A times F times I, and B times D times J. And that's shown in this equation below, and that's how you find the determinant of a 3x3 matrix. So we can apply this to a couple practice problems. So this is a problem from the recent Student Delegate online competition, Theta Individual. And I put it into the form with the first two columns added to the end of the matrix. So then we do the same thing. 1 times 0 times 4 plus negative 2 times 3 times 1 plus 3 times 2 times 5, which would be 0 minus 6 plus 30. And then from that we can subtract 3 times 0 times 1, 1 times 3 times 5, and negative 2 times 2 times 4, which would be 0 plus 15 minus 16. And then adding all these numbers, we have 24 minus negative 1, which is equal to 25. So the answer is D. Now we can look at a slightly more complicated question. So for this one, I also put it into the form. But as you can see, some of the numbers in the matrix are replaced with a variable. In this case, x and negative x. So we can use a similar crisscross method. And we can do 1 times 5 times 0, x times 6 times negative 1, and 3 times 4 times negative x, which would give us 0 minus 6x minus 12x. And then from that, we subtract 3 times 5 times negative 1, 1 times 6 times negative x, and 0 times 4 times x. So then we have negative 15 minus 6x plus 0. Then adding negative 18x minus negative x minus 15, we can have negative 12x plus 15 is equal to negative 9. We have negative 12x is equal to negative 24. And dividing both sides by negative 12, we get x is equal to 2. So the answer would be D, 2.